What we're going to work on today is something I like to call the 8-way hips. Now, this is a derivation of something you may have seen before called the 7-way hips. I like to credit that to a gentleman by the name of Ryan Flaherty. Used to work with Nike. I don't know if he still does with a lot of their athletes as they're getting ready for the combine. So this man is a wealth of knowledge. Anyway, I took this, I investigated it, I applied it to myself, and then I made some tweaks on it based on what I think will be the optimal approach. So what we're going to do on this one, we're going to kind of get rid of the clams, those old clams for now. I know back in a little while back we did a side plank where we went into just a little lateral leg raise, which we could double back on. If you're not able to get into the plank, this is a good place to start if you want to work on that lateral stabilization. So much of what we do is that A to P motion, that unilateral, not just for runners, but also for walking. Also, if you're concentrating on just squatting or deadlift or things like that, it's just that A to P up-down motion. We often forget about that side to side, which is the stability we need to perform that A to P injury-free, pain-free, efficiently, and strong. If you notice that you have a lack of balance, this could be for you. Single leg balance, if you notice that the knee dives in or the foot's wobbly. Foot is a key issue, but this could be an issue as well. If you notice that you have knock knees sometimes, this could be an issue as well. IT band, where you start to get that pain over the lateral portion of the knee, this could be an issue as well. There's a variety of reasons why this is a good one and why we want to remember to work on strengthening, those lateral stabilizers. This one we're talking about the TFL, which is that chunk of muscle on top of the IT band that comes down your leg and crosses the knee joint. Also, we're talking about glute medius here and glute maximus. People always think about glute maximus as the hip extensor. It's also a hip abductor as well. Glute medius, abductor as well, moving the body away from the center line. So we need that to keep that knee straight. Any type of shift in that instability, you get some maltracking of the knee, you can start to get some knee pain, you can get some issues with the foot, it can also lead to some overpronation, plantar fasciitis. So as I'm trying to express to you, this is very important. So if you're on this exercise, it would be wise to apply it and apply it wisely. So let's roll through it here and do a little demo. So what we're going to do, we're going to get down in a side position. We don't have to get back up into that plank, although that can come later if we want to progress. We're just going to get down, nice, relaxed. Elbow on the floor, I'm okay in this position. We call it 8-way hips because it's going to be 8 different ranges of motion with that hip. The amount of reps you do of each motion is up to you. I would suggest starting with 3. This is it can be deceptively difficult. So work with it, go through it. The first time I got down to do it, I'm fatiguing by the last one. 8-way hips. We'd like to get up a point where we could perform each one of these motions 8 times. Start with 3. See how it goes. You'll find some of these motions like circumduction is going to feel unfamiliar. Force that hip through that. That hip is a ball and socket joint, just like your shoulder. Lots of mobility there to be had. We don't want to restrict it, so it's just this robotic A to P. Move that puppy 360 degrees, move it around, free up those adhesions, and get that better range of motion, that better mobility. So let's roll with it. So on the side, first off, we're just going to go basic abduction. So up and down, up and down. We do that 3 times. Good. Okay, we're good with that. Now we're going to start with the leg, and we're just going to go into flexion. So that's bringing it forward. 1, 2. Just like that. Now we're back at neutral. Legs in line with me. We're going to go back into extension. 1, kicking my wall. 2. What you want to do is make sure you do this away from a wall so you have max extension. You can get it back as far as possible. So now we've done 3 different ranges of motion right now. Now we're going to go extension all the way through to flexion. So we're swinging that leg. We're swinging that pendulum. Bring it through. 1, 2, and a third. Now these are the ones I like to add on here. Now I'm going to bring my leg into flexion. Now I'm going to do abduction like we did before in a neutral position. Now we're going to do abduction while flexed. So it's 1, 2, 3. I'll bring it back. I'm bringing that leg into extension. You guessed it, abduction again. 1, 2, 3. And you can feel those muscles starting to get tight, those muscles starting to fatigue. Now we're going to take it home. This is the blaster right here. This is the one that's most important. This is the one where I feel the gain the most. Circumduction. We want to go forward 3 times. Then we're going to reverse that backwards 3 times. So here we go. Ready? 1. And feel that. Really work that hip. We're unfamiliar with this motion right here of going 360 degrees. Really think about tracing a giant circle with your foot down there. Bringing it forward. Now I'm back to neutral. I'm going in reverse. Same thing. Giant circle being traced with my foot and my toe. The hip will follow. The hip is the one that's provoking that right there. And I'm going around in the circles, and I take it from there. Start off, like I said, with 3 reps. I can feel it. I can feel the lactic acid buildup. I can feel the tightness in the muscle, but it feels good. Don't sleep on this one. This can have profound effects in that lateral stabilization, balance, mitigating knee pain, mitigating IT band issues. Get to work on it right there. Don't forget that lateral stabilization. Good luck.